Ooh. A little bit of clipping action there on that audio. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are firing up another episode of Livestream Legends, where we together are figuring out this whole live streaming world. I just hopped into things less than a year ago and have been rocking and rolling in the streaming world, and we're sharing the lessons learned and production tips that we can all combine and learn together. So today we're going to be going over how to plan, promote, and produce your streams like a pro. Whether you are doing this solo or you have an entire team dedicated to your streaming adventures, we have plenty of tips and tricks and checklists to go over today. So welcome to Livestream Legends. Fire up the chat if you're here. Give me a quick little hello and let us know where you're coming in from before we get started. Thank you guys so much. Let me fire up the chat here. See who we got in the mix. I see my boy Thomas Chesterfield in the building. See some action over on YouTube. Kevin Hudson, Alex Botham. Good to see you, brother. My boy Junaid is with us. Brilliant to see everybody hopping in here, and feel free to drop your questions or advice in the chat. We are going to make this an interactive experience, so I'll go through a quick little presentation here, and then the rest of the show, the end of the show, we can go into actual questions and direct situations that you guys have. So hello Sergio, hello Ed. Amazing to see all you guys here. Campos Realty. So we got some business people in the mix. Amazing to see everybody hopping in here. Thank you guys so much. We'll fire it up here in a minute or two. We'll let the room load up. And this is gonna be a little mini presentation with Q&A here at the end. So thanks for joining us, guys. See a few quick questions already coming in here. Would I ever think about adding your own stream alerts? Yes, that is a big piece of the puzzle we're going to be going over today. The pieces we're going to be tackling, I will go ahead and bring up my screen share for a moment and let me know on your guys' end if you can see this screen share, because what we're going over today is how to plan, promote, and produce your streams. So let me update this graphic here, get the chat overlay off, and we can hop into things. This will be for any level of experience. If you want to tap into live streaming, it's an absolutely amazing media platform. And I believe most of you here are either in the early stages of streaming or curious about starting streaming. So let me know your experience level in the chat as we get started. Let me know if you're new to streaming, moderate, or pro. Just drop noob, moderate, or pro. And I'll adjust the language and everything here tonight for your guys' situation. So feel free to hop in. David is a beginner. Ronan is also a beginner. Many people here in this world are new to streaming because streaming hasn't existed for too long. But let's go ahead and get started by hopping into our show today, powered by Restream. A lot of you guys I see are hopping in on the Restream channel, and that's what today's show is powered by. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch. I see all of the channels popping, all thanks to Restream. So that's the primary focus point of this adventure, is showing you guys how simple this really can be. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And I have got the secret sauce, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're sharing the secret formulas that work for pro productions. And these are the 3 keystones we're going to be going over today, is how to align your vision with your strategy. A lot of people have misalignment in their shows as far as the experience they're trying to produce and what the viewers are actually getting. So we'll show you how to align that, how to simplify and systematize the pieces of this equation to come together. And then finally, the last piece that everybody is usually missing or not doing enough of is more promotion. We need vivid promotion to actually get people to show up to the stream. This is one of the biggest challenges I've discovered between the entire equation of streaming. Producing the stream and getting it going is only half the battle. You've got to promote like hell to get people to show up there. And that's what we're tapping into today. So welcome to the journey as we go ahead and get started. Shannon, thank you for joining us. Amy, Leanne, as well as Gabe. I see all you guys hopping in here. Awesome. Gotta love it. Welcome to Livestream Legends. So this is the first thing we're going to talk about here, aligning your vision and your strategy. If we don't have clarity on who we're serving, then the rest is all going to fall apart. So we need to vividly answer this question: who is your target persona? Many of you guys have probably seen this in the context of marketing or content marketing. Your buyer persona, your target audience, needs to be as vividly clear as possible. Because if you try to make a stream that serves everybody, ultimately you're going to serve nobody. So this is the first question we want to answer for yourself: is who is this for? And for myself, for this show, this is just a quick little example. It's creative executives and entrepreneurs, as well as solo streamers. So I'm guessing, seeing most of the people in here, Tolgar, Sultan, Ronan, Charlie, all of these amazing people in here, Danielle Keeling, Devin, oh man, amazing to see all these people in here. But I'm guessing you fit this bill or something very similar, that you are a creative executive, an entrepreneur of some kind, or potentially a solo streamer. That was intentional. I targeted people like that to come to this stream. So let me know if that was accurate. Give a thumbs up or a yes if you believe you fall into this category, and my targeting is on par. So once you've answered that question of who you're targeting, this is the second piece here. What do they want from this experience? And you need to answer this question again as simply as possible. Of course, you can get very diluted with, well, I want reach, and then we want conversions, and I want authority, and I want this. But really, what the audience experience is really the focal point of the entire show, all of your decisions from there. So get vividly clear on what do they want from this. And in most cases, we've talked about, this is either going to be education or some type of entertainment. Those are the two ends of the spectrum we're going to navigate. So go ahead and answer, what do they want from this stream experience? And for me, again, for this example, is streaming education and insights to be used either in your life or your business. That's what you are here for, or at least that's what I'm assuming and hoping that you are here for. So once these two pieces are aligned, you have the freedom and the ability to move into the next stages, which really is making sure everything that you're doing is adding to a cohesive experience of everything that fits together. That's really the ultimate piece here. So you may remember some of the people that have been joining us for multiple episodes. George, good to see you, brother. Charlie's still rocking and rolling with us. Amazing. Yeah, feel free to hop in here. I see Maju is joining us over on YouTube. Brilliant to see. But what I wanted to show real quick is something that we went over in our prior streams about finding your stream style. And these were the quadrants of our stream style. So based on this, you want to make sure you have well, we're not going to go through all of this again. Feel free to go back to the prior episodes of Livestream Legends to discover how to find your stream style. But essentially, you're going to land in one of these quadrants. Engaged entertainment, engaged education is kind of the category we're in right now. And this will be your basis for your strategy. So when you have this determined and you've landed on a stream style, you can move on to the next piece here, which I see. Hang on, before we hop into this, a few quick questions. Scott Parker is asking which platform is best to watch this stream, and that's the beauty of this multi-streaming, brother. All platforms are brilliant to catch these streams. So right now it looks like the LinkedIn is popping with a decent amount of activity. It also looks like Twitch. Twitch is my personal favorite. I think they have the best viewer experience. So it's really your call, Scott. This is the beautiful part of Restream. I'm streaming through Restream Studio right now and going to all platforms. So choose whatever you want. Let's go ahead and hop back into this. What we're talking about is how to plan, promote, and produce your streams like a pro. Quick little hello to Reem hopping in here. Sean Porter jumped in to join the party. Appreciate y'all. So let's talk about simplifying your system. We just went over briefly getting clear on your stream style. And once you have your style and strategy in place, this is where we want to simplify. There's so many details and technicalities that you can get caught up in streaming, that what we want to do is simplify and reduce this to the absolute minimum that we can really focus on, or at least that's my approach. So if that sounds like a solid strategy to you, this is where we need to start. Setting clear goals and KPIs. Anybody that's familiar with content marketing or any type of modern marketing, you're going to be very familiar with a lot of the phrases and pieces of this equation, because essentially your live stream is a media-based marketing asset. So everything you've heard about content marketing is going to be very relevant in here. So stage one, set clear goals. What is this truly for? Are you trying to just increase your reach and awareness? That's a completely different strategy than if you're trying to convert and pull people into your business or into your product or into your offering on stream. So get as clear as possible with your goals and KPIs, minimize down to one or two key things. That's going to be a really critical piece of the puzzle, is minimizing your goals. There's a bazillion things to get distracted by. So if you have clear goals, what this is for, make sure you and everybody on your team is on the same page for what a successful finish line is. And once you've got those goals and a minimized KPI, you want to set and optimize repeatable processes. A lot of this stuff is going to be rinse and repeat, especially if you're on a high frequency stream schedule. There's some people that stream several times per week. Other people stream at once every month or two, every once in a while. So based on your system, we want to develop optimized, repeatable processes. And we're going to get into, I'll have a checklist that I can share with you guys at the end of the show. So please do stick around and stay tuned all the way till the end for the checklist I can share with you guys. And to all the new people that are hopping in, I see the view count is popping up. We're going over how to plan, promote, and produce your stream like a pro. We've briefly gone over finding your stream style, getting clear on the strategy, and now we are in how to simplify and systemize your setup. So once you have your processes internally, you want to make it as simple as possible, either for yourself or for any team members or people involved in the stream. So for me, the simplest way to do this is with a role-based checklist. A very simple checklist to make sure every single stream key pieces of the equation are addressed. There are a few key processes and tasks that always have to happen. So as long as we have a checklist for the showrunner, for the producer, the concierge, we'll get into those roles here in 1 second. We just want to make sure nothing slips through the cracks. Once you jump on stream here, it gets intense. It gets overwhelming, keeping up with chat and tech dilemmas and all the things that can go wrong. So having a simple, clean checklist, make sure that there's nothing that slips through the cracks, because it's very, very easy to get distracted and pulled off track in this realm. And I see Junaid is rocking and rolling with us. He completely agrees on the checklist strategy. Sean Porter also agreeing with the checklist strategy over on Twitch. Brilliant to see you, brother. And Maria's joining us over on, where are you joining? Over on LinkedIn. Amazing. DJ Quickie in the house. What's good, brother? Good to see you joining. Amazing to see everybody hopping in here. So let's talk real quick about this brief piece I mentioned, the roles of a stream. Now, I believe a lot of people are gonna be in a solo streaming situation, which I completely understand that. I myself have done lots of solo streams, but we're gonna go over these roles, whether you fill them as a solo individual or you have specific people for these roles, it doesn't matter. But these are the keystones we want to consider when it comes to building our stream. This is the primary role. Anybody that's developing a show on a high level is essentially the executive producer. Similar to how a CEO is the executive officer of a business, the executive producer is essentially who runs and makes sure everything comes together. Again, this is most likely going to be yourself or somebody. If you do have a team and you're lucky enough to have multiple people in the mix, you can delegate these. But essentially, the role of the producer is to make sure everything comes together on time, on task, on schedule. That's really the goal, is to bring everything together under one individual that understands the vision and the big picture goal for the show. So that's the big kahuna of this equation, is the executive producer. Now, the primary person that's running the show, believe it or not, they're called the showrunner. So I know this language can get super tricky, you guys, but the showrunner is going to be literally running the show. And this means switching the camera angles, switching back and forth. Like if I wanted to go to one of these or one of these instead, this is all showrunner roles. If I wanted to highlight Maria's comment here, all of this stuff is stuff that the showrunner would do. Essentially, who is managing the actual show? Again, in many cases, it's going to be one person trying to do all of this, but please keep each of these roles in mind for the big picture. And that's going to be essentially the largest piece of the puzzle here, is a showrunner that understands what exactly is going on and what needs to happen. So the other piece that I think a lot of people miss is this concierge role. This is something I want to emphasize as a community building piece. A lot of people, we were just mentioning how easy it is to get distracted midstream, like catching up with all these comments here. I'm trying to keep up with Ronan and Sean's conversation here. There is always a dilemma of what the community wants, what the community needs. So essentially what the concierge is doing, what this concierge role is doing, is very similar to like a concierge at an event that you're going to. Is you need somebody in the chat or in the audience that can help people with links, that can help people with sending them to calls to action. If you need to drop links in the chat, that's usually a very common thing that you need to do during a stream. So like a little bit later, I'll be dropping a link for you guys to register and get the checklist. And that's something that a concierge would be brilliant to have, a community concierge or mod. In some contexts, they're called mods. But basically somebody that can guide the community while you're running the show. There is always going to be stuff that you don't catch, and this concierge is going to be the person that can make sure all of these questions that you guys are dropping, if there's something that I didn't get to, and we're going to get to it at the end of the show, the concierge can let you know, hey Sean, Travis isn't answering questions until the last 10 minutes, so he'll be able to get to that. Little details like that. You want to make this a smooth, desirable experience for the viewer. Same way people invest in real events, in physical events, having support and concierge and help desk and stuff. You want to do the same for your stream. Remember, this is an experience that people are sharing their time, their energy, and possibly their money to participate in this stream. So that's going to be a key piece to make sure everybody is taken care of in your audience and in your chat room, so that nobody feels neglected or ignored, or that nothing gets skipped or missed. So that is a critical role that either yourself you need to fill, or have somebody in your community in the audience filling it for you. So that is our community concierge. The last piece of this is obviously the on-air talent. Again, this might be you if you're doing a solo stream and you're doing all of the above, but it also, if you are interested in something and being more of a producer, this is gonna be something that you can actually book other people or guests or on-air talent and be the producer or be the showrunner while other individuals are on-air talent. And obviously the key pieces here is having somebody with camera presence that understands how to engage with audiences in this virtual environment, this virtual world. So that's going to be a big win. I see a few questions hopping up in here. Devin is asking, what software are you using to stream to all platforms? Well, sir, I'm so glad you asked, because we are using Restream Studio. That today's show is actually powered by and presented by Restream. So if you are curious, we do have some links in the chat that, oh wait, it is only on Twitch, But if you go ahead and join this link here, restream.io/join/bonus, that will get you started on Restream. So we'd love to have you, Devin, or feel free to message me throughout your streaming journey. Would love to help your adventure. So I see Usama is in the building. Jackie Curley is rocking and rolling with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the pieces of a pro stream. We've gone over the vision and strategy that we need to set up here. We've gone over how to set clear goals, optimize your process, and plug them into a simple checklist. So where we are at now that we've gone over the roles, is promotion. Promotion is so undervalued, and there's never enough promotion, I think, for most people's streams and most people's events. So regardless of what you've been doing, I'm going to go ahead and share some creative and effective ways to enhance your promotion so that you can actually get people to show up to your stream. That's half the battle here. The digital space, the digital realm of the internet is an absolute war for attention. So anything you can do to get people here in a committed and recurring fashion are going to be big wins. So let's go ahead and start thinking about promotion again on this spectrum. A lot of my thinking and mindset is really I think of it in a non-binary way. A lot of things operate on a spectrum. So you can be very fun and playful with your promotion, or you can be clean and professional with your promotion. So the options that are going to land on that end are something very similar to like event pages and traditional social media posts. These are going to be very clean ways to promote and get people to your show. You want to use attractive, enticing titles that show value or what the experience is going to be. As we were alluding to earlier, you want to be clear about what the viewer is receiving, and this is going to be a great way to do that. So in addition to event pages, you have email, text, and application alerts. These are also very underutilized in the space. You can amplify your reach significantly when there are so many people rocking and rolling in your existing audience. You can bleed them into your streams in a continuous flywheel as you get going. So another piece, in addition to email, text, those type of alerts, is guest-based promotion. This is a huge win if you are doing interview style streams, or anything that's going to have like a panel of guests. You essentially can make promo material for your guests ahead of time, and they will share your stream or share the event with their audience. This is one of the absolute best ways to get new people to your stream. This is something that I really heavily want to focus on, because I know I have a ton of ride or die type of homies here, like Jackie Curley, Usama, Junette, Junaid, all of these guys. I see them often, but what I would love to do is get fresh new people in the stream as well, like Devin that's joined us here today. Devin is new to the mix and I'm glad to see him. But what we can do with this guest-based promo is bring other people's audience to your world. And if people are excited about being on your show and they want to be on your stream, they're gonna share it with their audience, and that is naturally gonna start bringing people towards your world. So those are some options to line up here on the clean and professional side of the promo. On the opposite end of the spectrum, let's explore a few options you have to mix it up and be a little more fun, a little more playful. Parody videos and parody anything comedy always seems to work well on social media. So if it fits the vibe of your show or of your theme and of your brand, try a parody video, making a little mini music video. Or one of the things we've done for our show was I made a parody of the Full House trailer, the old like 90s nostalgia type of vibe. Was one of our best promo pieces we've ever made, and it was just super silly, really fun, but comedy stands out. So if it fits your brand, try something like that as your promo material. In a similar vein, you can also reveal behind the scenes type of details. So revealing how the show came together, or stuff that you were prepping or planning, you can share in your stories, whether it's LinkedIn or Instagram, any platform. One of my favorite things is seeing stuff behind the scenes from a social media creator, and then later in that day or later in that week, watching it come to life. So something I could have done this morning, which I didn't, but I could have, now that I'm thinking of it, is I could have shared a LinkedIn story showing when I was prepping on the countdown here of like, oh God, I'm trying to build the checklist before the show. We only got 30 minutes left. Could have shared a story of that moment, and it would be something that promotes the show while also being an organic part of your day-to-day content and media and marketing strategies. So share behind the scenes clips or bloopers. People love humans, authentic humans. We're all prone to errors and mistakes and things that go wrong, and for whatever reason, people love seeing that. So feel free to share those moments as promotional material. They love it. And then the last piece that's kind of been overarching here is building out a comedy post that's either like a slider, it can be text posts, anything that's humorous, that attracts attention to bring people back to your show. These are key pieces of the promotional puzzle that you can mix and match. You don't have to do everything, but you can do multiples. So mix things up. We are going to get into the checklist here in a second, but essentially we want to plug all of this in together. And how we do that is through these 4 stages. We want to simplify the process, as always. I see Sheikah has joined the party. Good to see you. Scott is rocking and rolling with us on LinkedIn. Good to see you. Who else is hopping in? Greg Walters is in the building. All right, we are good to go. You guys are lighting up the chat. Thank you so much. We'll get to questions and the official checklist here in a sec. But these 4 stages are going to be the primary pieces you want to invest in. A promotional stage that is ongoing prior to the show. Now, depending on the frequency of your show, maybe this is only a week long, or if it's a really massive event or a stream that you've been planning for a while, you might want 2, 3, 4 weeks of full promotion in that. The pre-show check. This is making sure everything that can go wrong is at least minimized. So we can minimize the probability of things going wrong, and we can hope that, there's always going to be some type of in the moment mistakes and errors, but the goal of this pre-show segment is to clean up as much as we can, get the tech tested, get the talent on air backstage, get guests lined up, get your mic, your videos, all of that lined up. We're going to go through the checklist there in a quick second. But once that is all good to go, there's the actual stream itself, which my suggestion for stream length is anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour if it's a higher frequency stream, to about 4 hours, I think is really the max I would suggest for a large stream or a big event. Anything beyond that is going to be difficult to make sure. So this is something that we can essentially develop as Sean is mentioning a brilliant piece here that individuals, you can actually have a quick little studio rehearsal or a dress rehearsal. That's another brilliant thing that you can do, Sean. Having a quick little test run here before you go live is always helpful. Just to, again, we want to minimize errors. There's always going to be things going wrong, but that's the name of the game in streaming. So what we can do after that is, once the stream is done, we want a little bit of a post-show system, a post-show strategy. Again, everybody focuses on the actual live stream, and that's important, that's brilliant, that's critical, but there are key things that you can do after the show that will be big wins. Stuff like following up with audience members, snagging the recording or any potential recordings of that is super easy thanks to Restream. So essentially what we've set up is, as Grace was just mentioning, Grace Duffy is here. She's one of our superstars on the Restream team, running all of these shows and these events that you guys are seeing. So what we can do is essentially set up 99% of this you guys can all do in Restream Studio. I think there were a few questions earlier about how to do this on multiple platforms, what software to use, can you do this through OBS? To all of the above, yes, and also would recommend tapping into Restream. I've tested all of the above, all of the units, all of the competitors, from the super technical advanced stuff to the super simple minimized stuff. It is by far the most effective platform, and they are way ahead of the game on new features and new developments. So if you are interested at all, please hop in the description. There should be a link to join the Restream Studio setup for free, as well as getting a bonus for when you do upgrade your plan. That'll hook you up for anything and everything you need. So please do hook up that Restream link in the description, and you should be able to get started in like 5 clicks. It's super simple, super easy, and really effective way to either have advanced streams if you need to go through OBS, you still want to plug it into Restream, or the Restream Studio, which I'm using now, is quickly becoming one of my new favorites because of how simple it is to integrate these things. So thank you, Grace, for hooking up some support here in the comments. Got some unofficial concierge support in the house. But let's briefly go ahead, and if you want, drop any questions in the mix. But what I'd love to share with you guys is the checklist. This is so now that you guys have seen the impressive, well-designed stuff, it's about to get nerdy. It's about to get not as nearly as pretty, but this is going to be something extremely effective for high-level production. Again, we were mentioning wanting to keep things simplified and minimized for you. We want to simplify your life and your process, essentially, to make this as seamless as possible. So here is the suggested checklist that I will I can go ahead and share this with you guys after the show if you're curious about it. And we essentially are just going to go through these based on a T- setup. So if you guys are familiar with like rocket launch countdowns, they've got the T- setup for you to adjust and stay flexible in case things go a little bit off track. You can still stay on track for a successful show, and successful shows on a recurring basis. This is the key piece here. A lot of people want frequency streams, high frequency streams, and it's something that you have to systemize, otherwise you are going to lose your mind. So let's go ahead and go through these roles really quick, and feel free to drop any questions or comments. I see DJ Quickie is asking about, the new audio they did. So yeah, Restream Studio is just killing it, you guys. As far as updated feeds, they have all kinds of high-level audio stuff, all kinds of art. You can do custom RTMP feeds into Restream Studio. So yeah, anybody that's curious about it, I'm gonna drop this link once more in the chat. And essentially everything, honestly, everything you guys want to do in streaming world is going to be possible here through Restream Studio. So that's going to be my suggestion. I'm dropping it once more in the chat and also on LinkedIn. If anybody's over there wants to hook up the link, that would be amazing. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up this checklist we're mentioning. Thank you, DJ Quickie, for hopping in here about that. And this is what I use to set up a single show. This works great for a weekly show. You need to book the talent or the guests first. Once you have your title and you know what the stream is about, this is a key piece that you want to tap into, is making sure your guests or anybody that's going to be on camera is ahead of the game way before everybody else. You don't want your disorganization to be a burden on your guest or other individuals. So if I have guests interested, I try to plan them out at least a week plus. You can make that way longer if you're on top of your producer game. You can start scheduling stuff out for weeks or months ahead. Some people are, but that's my suggested piece to start with. You need an agenda and description for your copy. This is going to be a key piece of the equation that gets people to click or interact or engage with your stream. So Devin, I see you're asking for the link. I am dropping it in LinkedIn right now. For some reason, that's the only one it doesn't go to when I post directly from Restream. I don't have the ability to comment on LinkedIn. So I am now on the LinkedIn stream. It is there, Devin. Feel free to hook it up, brother. But this is going to be your text copy and title and your show agenda. A lot of people don't even add an agenda to their show. And so many people, if you want to think about it from the viewer experience, when you go to an event, you want to know what time something is starting or what time something is transitioning. So I create very simple segments for my agendas. So I'll have a 30-minute happy hour intro, a 30-minute activity or spotlight thing, and then the main event for like a full hour. That's my go-to system for a legit agenda for the night, for the stream. So this is something that a lot of people skip out on, but if you're a viewer, this is one of the first things I'm always looking for, is how do I know what's happening, when is it happening, and what am I here for? And a clear, clean agenda is one of the best ways to do that. So yeah, have that set up 5 to 7 days ahead of time. You'll want to use it for your event pages and stuff that are coming up here. So this is now getting into the nitty-gritty of some of the details. You need a thumbnail for your video. Very similar to YouTube strategy or everything else we've mentioned about content marketing. Your stream, you want people to be enticed and to be clicking on this in any way possible. So an enticing thumbnail that describes what's going to happen, who's going to be there, are going to be big wins for increasing your attendance. Now, your event banner image is in a very similar way, or filling a very similar purpose, whether you are on LinkedIn or Facebook or any type of platform. You want to create an event page for this. This is literally an event. Even though it's virtual, even though we're connecting in the digital realm, it's still an event with a start, a finish, and stop time. So this is something you need to have made. Just choose whichever platform is going to be most helpful for you. For me, I create LinkedIn events because that's where most of my audience is at. And that's where I love running these streams. So LinkedIn event page or Facebook event page or an Eventbrite like type of event page. There's all kinds of free options and setups you can do there that basically can entice people to come in a clear way. Once you have the event page done, what's the next stage we need to do? Actually invite people to the event. Revolutionary. So this is something that you can do during the week of the event. During the week of the stream. This is something I did a couple days ago. You want to keep this on people's radar within a close time frame of when you're going live. So you don't want to invite people 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out from the event, but you also don't want to invite them an hour before the event and then wonder why nobody shows up. So my suggestion here is about 1 to 5 days before the stream, start sending out all your event invites, and that will get it on people's calendar to know what is going on. And you can just go through this once for every show. I promise this is easier once it's all systemized. I realize this looks like a lot, but essentially the last piece we're going to integrate is finishing up this promotion so that it plugs straight into the show. The promotional post or a teaser post, again, if you remember, we were mentioning earlier, putting together promo videos or bloopers or teasers or stuff like that. That's what you can use for this promo post right before the show, maybe a day, 2 days before the stream. You want it to be top of mind for everybody in your network. That's when I suggest plugging in the promo post, whether it's a video, a document, an image. There's all kinds of options there to essentially set it up. So the last piece, this is a bit more LinkedIn specific, but a brilliant piece of Restream Studio is being able to schedule out your streams ahead of time. Prior to this feature being added, you used to just have to go live and then let it rip and then share the link everywhere. But thanks to Restream Studio, you can schedule the stream post ahead of time. And that's going to be a big win for you to have the link up and share the URL ahead of time for everybody interested. So we're now getting very close to the actual show. We're within 1 day of the show. We need to make sure everything is loaded up. This is a big piece that if you're the producer or self-producing, this sucks to be able to have to do this in real time. If you needed to upload a video while you're streaming or upload a graphic while you're streaming is an awful idea. So any graphics or overlays or videos or stuff you're gonna play during the stream, make sure it is loaded ahead of time. Test that all as much as you can, because when you do it mid-stream, it's bound for something to go wrong. But that's going to be a key piece here, is preloading your show assets, your graphics, all of that, rather than struggling in the moment. Now, getting into the technical side of things, you're going to want to make sure your stream settings are going to the right location. A lot of people, if you just sign up again for Restream Studio, you can sync your accounts to whatever channels you want to stream live on. So Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, etc. You connect them directly and it automatically just syncs up, and when you jump into Restream Studio, it goes live on those platforms. But there is if you're not utilizing that, or for whatever reason you need to jump into a custom OBS style software, you're gonna need to update these RTMP settings. This is essentially the address or the destination we want to send your stream. And if you have multiple events or multiple channels and stuff going on like I do, this is something you want to make damn sure is you're streaming to the right channels and you're streaming to the right events, because if that goes wrong, you can accidentally either think you're streaming and you're not even live, or the opposite, you're live on platforms or channels you don't want to be on. So that's something you'd want to make sure everything's good to go. And then final little tech test of video, mic, guest, everybody there, that you want to check the technology that can go wrong. Try to get ahead of any of those problems, both for yourself and for your guests. Make sure this is all part of this pre-show, done within kind of the final hour of the show. And then finally, we've made it to countdown. We're about ready to launch. You need to get people there. You actually need to get people there. Send your live alert right before the show is going out. Whether it's through an email group, if you have SMS text messages, these are really high open rate, high value things that you can pursue, or just a traditional email blast, email list, or any groups. You can use LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, Discord groups. That's one of my favorite communities to utilize. You want to just drop your link to let people you're live, and let them know you can join as close as possible to the airtime. So this is going to be everything pre-show. And then as you saw earlier, we went through the roles we want to make sure are covered. So the showrunner, the concierge, and the on-air talent. These are the three roles we alluded to earlier. And even if you don't literally have one person doing this, I realize a lot of us here are solo streamers. That is gonna be a big win. Being able to have these roles filled, even if it's yourself or it's just somebody on your team or somebody from the community. You want to make sure the showrunner is good to go. That's whoever's changing the camera, running the show, making sure all the technical stuff is good to go. The concierge we mentioned that you want in the community, dropping links, sharing calls to action, answering questions that people might have. Like this question Scott just asked, is this checklist being shared? It is indeed. Let me drop the link. I'll have to grab your guys' email, and I'll share the checklist with you, but let me see if this URL works. And you can join the beast.club to grab the checklist. I'll email it to everybody that can hook up their email and just drop it on that page there, and I'll share this checklist. I need to make a version of it that is duplicatable so that you guys don't literally edit this one, but I'll set that up and send that out as soon as you guys are good to go. All right, so yeah, we want to make sure all the roles are filled, and once the stream is over, this is a experimental something I've been calling the after party concept. We have an audience here that's watching your stream. What do they do when the stream is over? Very similar to I'm thinking of like club events or venues or concerts. You have this group of people, this audience, this crowd. They're ready to go. They came to the event, and a lot of the time when your stream is ending, they're still ready to rock and roll, baby. They're still ready to go. So I've been experimenting with setting up after party type of events that you can send people to directly after your stream is over. So this can be a little micro party. It can be just something as simple as a Facebook group, a DM group, or my personal favorite is a Discord community. We've been developing the Discord family community / home for everybody in our community. As soon as the stream's over, they can hop into the Discord, they can kind of hang out, and always be essentially part of the group. You want a place for people to hang out while you're not streaming. Whether it's before the stream, after the stream, all of that time, we should be building a community around this process. So I highly encourage you to test the waters of this after party style call to action, rather than just trying to sell people mid-stream or on stream. I prefer bringing people into your community. So now, rather than it just being a one-time quick pitch or quick sale, it's something you can loop people into your world and you can stay connected 24/7. So heavily encourage you to test the waters with some type of after party call to action, whatever that looks like for you, and whatever's appropriate is all good. I see a few people joining late. All good. Anna Maria in the house. Teresa is rocking and rolling with us. We are finishing this up pretty soon here, and we're going into the post-show setup now. Now for your checklist, the first thing you want to do as soon as the show is over, grab a recording. Grab the raw source of the show and of the stream for as quickly as possible. That's what I do because I don't know how long it's going to last or when it's going to disappear. So I want that recorded forever. In most cases, Restream Studio will have all of the recordings you want available for download right after the show. So they are leveling this up as well. This is another brilliant Restream Studio feature. Pretty soon, or I think it's in development right now, you can actually use you can download multiple tracks, individual tracks. So individuals that were guests can be recorded entirely separately than the host or whoever else is on the show, which is brilliant for people wanting to level up as podcasts, or double up, sharing their live stream as podcasts. Or if you want to slice your streams into micro content or promotional content, make sure that's all saved and set up. I see a few questions coming in. Let me rock through the end of this checklist and we'll go into open Q&A and hook up all those. Please stick around. Thank you guys for joining us as we wrap this one up. So yeah, save the recordings in any format you can. And that's going to be a big win for repurposing and redistribution. Big wins in the live stream world that people are zeroing in on. Then another custom creative thing you can do is sending individual follow-ups and thank yous. This is something I try to do after our Friday night streams. If I ever see somebody new that joined the stream and they participated and were asking good questions or shared some insights, I make sure I send them a direct message or a voice message or sometimes even a video message. This is a big win for getting people to come back to your show and come back to your stream. If they feel recognized, they feel appreciated for being a part of the journey. So test the waters with sending follow-up messages and thank yous after the show. I try to do this within a day or so. The night of or the morning after a stream is a really good setup for when I try to sneak in those thank yous to everybody. As we alluded to with the promotion, this is now where the post-show starts bleeding into the pre-show for the next episode. We mentioned creating micro content clips. You have full episodes, your 30 minutes, 60 minutes, that you can slice into a 30-second clip or a minute-long clip, and that's going to be a huge win for promotional awareness to get people to your show. So create and share that micro content sometime between the first stream and into one of your future ones. That's going to be a big win to keep people in the loop. And then the last piece that I don't see almost anybody utilizing is the replay, the full replay. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but you can actually re-stream, as in stream again, re-stream your original stream at a later date. And it can still be live, and it basically operates as a video that's being played live on air. So what you can do is, if you have a special event that only happened, it was like a 1 day, like 4-hour event that you can't tap into again, you can share that same stream and restream it at a later date. Now, make sure it's at a significantly later date, because that's going to be a critical piece to get extra mileage out of these, out of this one stream. You can now turn it into a video that you can play over and over. And this is something that's super easy in Restream Studio. Again, any completed streams you've done, you can go directly to that stream and then select a date for it to air. So anybody that has existing streams you want to try replaying, I heavily encourage you to give that a shot in Restream Studio. So that is officially the end of the checklist. Again, if you would like this checklist, join the link I'm dropping here in the chat. http beast.club, or just go to in your URL, go ahead and go to beast.club, and that'll bring you directly to a quick little email thing. You just drop your email real quick and I'll hook you up with everybody that signs up today. Feel free to hook that up, and then the joining bonus is also available in the description of this video. So let's go ahead and hop into our Q&A. This is essentially the end of the line. So any open questions you guys have here, let me know and we can hop into that really quick. Which app do you use to notify viewers via SMS that the stream is starting? This is a wide spectrum. There's a lot of options out there. I have experience with HubSpot, only because the rest of my world is all plugged into HubSpot. But that's gonna be a big win for sure. So any existing CRMs you're using, try to plug people into your community through that, or building out something very simple, as simple as a MailChimp list, or they have equivalents now for SMS. So there is really no one best way. It's more of how you utilize it and how you actually use these tools. So amazing to see everybody in here rocking and rolling. Nathan, hello brother, hopping in from LinkedIn. Adam Fitz is hanging with us. We are well over time, so let's go ahead, and I'm going through the questions real quick to see if there's anything to address. Oh, this is a big one here. It's been a challenge for my weekly live show. Most of my followers / community are not being notified I go live, despite I have been diligently doing the pre-promotion. So let me see what the question was in here. How would you recommend going about this? So this is a brilliant question from Selena. It is extremely difficult to stay top of mind nowadays. As you're aware, so many apps have push notifications. We're all getting hundreds of emails a day. It's an extremely difficult thing to compete with. So what you need to do, Selena, is find what alternative platforms you can connect with your audience on a recurring basis. So if you truly have a core community of 5, 10, a dozen people that are actually genuinely interested, they're going to be willing to join something that's a little bit deeper than just accepting an event invite. So this is where having something like a Discord community or direct text messages, the SMSs we were going with, have a much higher open rate than general notifications. Because when you're relying on social media algorithms and notifications to get the job done for you, just so many wildcards could happen. It's a low probability that everybody's going to see it if that's your only hope. So I would suggest creating alternative platforms and calls to action that can pull people into your world. So that can be either join our LinkedIn group or Facebook group, whatever it is, join our Discord community, or join our email or SMS. Those are going to work a little bit better than the event promotions if that's your only thing. But it's about finding a key piece of all of these things working together in unison, Selena. There's not going to be one perfect answer, and there's always room to optimize. So that's essentially the end of the line. If anybody wants to sneak in a question here, please do. We can wrap it up, but I do have to hop off so the next Restream show can get going here in a bit. Anybody that is interested in joining the streaming adventure, whether you are completely new or in the middle or even the late stages of it, please do check out the link in this description. There is a sign up for Restream Studio that'll hook you up with a bonus. That is also the success metric of these shows. So if you've been interested at all or even enjoyed the support from these, please hop into that link and set up an account on Restream Studio. It's been one of the best decisions I've made in my world, and it's just been getting better and better and better of a product over time. So that is the end of the road for me. Anya, I see our resident queen is rocking and rolling over on Facebook. So yeah, thanks for everybody that's been tuning in on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. This show has been powered by Restream. So please hook it up if you're curious. If you would like to stream at all, please hit me up, message me, connect with me. I'd love to share this journey with you. As long as you're wanting to join. So from noobs to amateurs to pros, we're all in this together. And this is pretty much the end of the line. I'm scrolling through these real quick to catch any. Ooh, good question. Greg Walters sneaking in a good one here at the end. Greg Walters is asking, how do you kill the light reflection off of your glasses? So as you guys can see, my light is up here to the top left of me. So Greg, the equation you want to play with the lens reflection, because this actually was a huge streaming dilemma I had. I almost was trying to wear contacts for a couple streams, because when the lens and the light are at a same angle is when you start seeing the reflection. So here's my camera I'm at right now. If the light was directly behind this camera, which you're getting a little bit of it with the monitor. I'm looking at my computer monitor. You can see a little bit of that reflection. You want to play some angles games so that your glasses are parallel with the webcam lens and your light is way above it. You want your light coming from the upward angle to the left, downward here. This is where my light is coming from, the top end of my forehead this direction. So if you can play some angle games where your glasses are parallel with the lens and the light is coming in from above you and to the side, that'll fix your reflection dilemmas. So yeah, little bit of a one-off question, but this is what we're here for, Greg. So throughout your streaming adventure, please hook me up with any questions, dilemmas, or problems you have. Would love to support your journey. That is the entire purpose of this show. We are becoming Livestream Legends together. Thank you so much for joining another episode. Feel free to hit me up, connect with Restream, sign up for your account today, give it a test run. I promise you'll enjoy it. Streaming has been one of the best decisions I've made this last year of my life, and I think a lot of you guys will see the same. So that's the end of the line. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Livestream Legends. We'll catch you next week for another brilliant episode. We'll be catching up with a live music DJ that crushes the complex live streams. So we'll see you there next week. Thank you for joining Livestream Legends. Take care, y'all.